Calgill with WLKY. What are your reactions to what's been happening in our society and here in Louisville the last few weeks with the protests, the riots, talk of racial inequality, and people seeking justice? What are your thoughts about what you've been seeing out here?
My thoughts are just we're just trying to do what's best to help the community and help the world. It's rough how a lot of things has been going on, how it's been taking place, but some people feel like we haven't been heard peacefully protesting, so they started doing anything that they think would get people's attention.
Thank you.
Hello, Dana. This is Paul with Cardinal Couple. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Just fine. Just discuss with us the return to campus and also some of the procedures and things that you've gone through since you've been back.
I'm extremely excited to be back. I'm sure everybody is. Just seeing the girls, seeing new faces. But the procedures pretty much so far, we've me and Kianna rode together to go take the coronavirus test. It was uncomfortable, but we got it done. And that's pretty much all we've done so far. We've got new masks so we can stay safe.
Yeah, it's Tom Farmer from the Crunch Zone. It seems like on Twitter, Coach Pineda and Coach Burns and Katie have really done a great job of trying to keep you motivated while you were off campus. Can you tell us a little bit about how that was experienced by you?
We have a great staff, and I think they've done a great job so far with keeping our fans engaged and keeping us engaged and just staying healthy, but also making sure that we're putting in the work and still trying to stay active instead of just sitting in our rooms and not doing anything. So I think they've done a great job with that and just staying on top of things.
Dana, hey, it's Jody Dillon with Cardinal Authority. Just talk about being back on campus. What was the feel? And I know it's different. It's kind of the new normal, but just the feel of seeing, some of your teammates again and being back there after such a long period when you couldn't be.
I was really excited. Like I said, just seeing everybody again. I've missed everybody. Getting to talk to the freshmen, seeing how excited they are to be on campus, to get things started. It's pretty cool. And I think we'll do good. We'll be fine. Everybody will get along. We have a really good group of girls.
Dana, it's Cameron from Courier Journal. I know Coach Walls had tweeted, obviously, a statement that you and Kianna worked on with him about kind of everything going on. Just kind of talk to me about kind of how did that come about? Did you guys reach out to Coach Walls about doing that, or kind of what was that conversation like? What is those conversations like being with him?
Well, Coach Walls actually reached out to me and Kianna about it. He FaceTimed me and her, and we talked about different things that we can do. And the first thing he talked about was putting something out on social media, showing them that we care about what's going on and we see it and we're trying to do things to help. So when he did that, me and Kianna agreed and said that was fine to put our names in it because we liked it. And then from there on, we started having Zoom meetings and talking about ways to help the community and ways to change the world and stuff like that. And I think we've been doing pretty good with staying on top of that and thinking of different ways to help.
Did you consider or think about whenever all this started happening and you made the decision amongst not just you but the coaching staff as well and other athletes across the country to become more vocal? Did you kind of mentally prepare yourself for any folks out there who might say the traditional saying, of course, is stick to sports? Did you kind of think about that in advance and prepare yourself for any of that?
I didn't really think about it, but that is something to consider because you do have some people that would say things like that, but that's just something that you just ignore and just keep doing what you think is best, which is speaking your mind and standing up for what you think is right.
Hey, Dana, Tyler Griever from WHAS 11. Going back to that statement with Coach Walls, a lot of coaches put out a single statement on their own behalf. What did it mean to you and the players, the fact that he reached out and wanted it to be a joint statement, not just from him, but from you all as captains as well?
It meant a lot because it showed how genuine he was about the situation. Nobody brought it to his attention. I didn't. Kianna didn't. He brought it to us and talked about how he wanted to help change and put something out and make sure people know that we're willing to help and do things. So it meant a lot. It just showed his character and how good of a person he is.
Dana, Cameron again. Obviously, you guys have such a loyal and really large fan base. I mean, obviously, you guys know the autograph sessions you guys have after games, and a lot of those are kids as well. Do you feel like just with the platform you have and the fan base you have, you kind of have to speak, you kind of feel a responsibility to speak out on things like this?
Well, I think I should talk about it and make sure people know that I care and I'm willing to help. But, I mean, I don't think I have to say something every day. I don't think that. But as long as they know that I care and I'm willing to help, then that's the most important part.
Dana, if you would, just talk a little bit about your thoughts on the responsibilities and also being named a co-captain of this team this year.
Well, it comes with responsibility, but that's something that you want because it'll keep me on my toes. It'll keep me motivated, and it'll help me set good examples for everybody on the team like last year. They're pretty much like looking up to me and Kianna, so we have to set good examples. We have to go hard every day in practice. We have to show them the way, the Louisville way, and how to win. So I like it.
Dana, this is Gary Graves from AP. In light of all the recent events, I mean, how much has it changed your outlook in terms of activism or having more of a voice, and how do you kind of see that going forward in terms of your own involvement?
I think I can be more vocal about it, and I could put more things out on social media to help. But I mean, you can say as many things as you want, but what are you really trying to do to help? Are you reaching out to people and trying to get together to do more positive things other than protesting? So that's something that me and Coach Walls and Kianna have been talking about and trying to figure out how are we going to do this? Are we going to build relationships with police around the community to help and then go from there?
Dana, Cameron again. Just obviously last year ended pretty abruptly, and you guys have a pretty deep and loaded team back again this year. Does the way things ended last year, you think motivate you guys a little bit more, just knowing what you guys might have left on the table?
It for sure motivated me because I was a junior last year. Now this is my last year. This is my last chance to go chase a national championship. So it's definitely motivated me, but also just giving back to our seniors that didn't get a chance to play in a national championship game. Just doing it for them and doing it for our coaching staff because they've been doing an amazing job.
Dana, what can we expect this coming season from Kianna? You practiced with her all of last year, and we heard so many good things about when she was practicing, not just on the floor but off the floor. What's she like?
She's a great person, and she's somebody that you can look up to. She's got to make sure she stays doing the right thing. She's very, very hard. She's a very hard worker. She puts the time in, and she lets you know that this is something that she loves. And I think you can look forward to her just being consistent, being somebody that we can rely on, whether that's scoring, getting assists, anything. She can pretty much do it all. So that's pretty much what you can expect from her.
Dana, a little bit more lighthearted. Last year we got the super cut of you singing along to the Jackson 5 on the bench. Now you're going to get the opportunity to maybe do that again in Gary itself. You're looking forward to that opportunity.
Yeah, of course. I am.
Anything else for Dana? Thank you, Dana.
You're welcome. Do you want me to stay on?
No, you can leave.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, now we'll Kianna. We'll let Jeremy get her. Jeremy, let me know when you're good.
Hello.
All right. All right. Well, we will start with questions for Kianna.
Kianna, this is Paulie with Cardinal Couple. Can you just discuss your trip back to Louisville, being back on campus again, and the things that you've gone through and experienced since you've returned?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I feel really safe coming back, coming all the way from California. I think the school has taken every precaution. We've took our coronavirus test earlier today. Haven't got the results back from that yet, but I know my teammates have been, some of them have already started working out and like one to each basket. So I know that the school's taking the necessary precautions, and I'm just happy to see my teammates.
PLKY, when you see what's been going on in the world socially in the last few weeks, just some thoughts about what you've seen and how you feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's been frustrating as a Black athlete, but I think it's also very motivating to see how many people are coming out and supporting the cause. And I think it's been a long time coming, and I'm just excited for our generation and what we can do to impact our future.
Kianna, with your migration here to Louisville, and then obviously done for various reasons, cultural part of that. And then when Coach Waltz and the staff kind of come out and unprompted start to represent your voice or the voices of the athletes as well, did that kind of, in your mind, really make you feel a little bit more comfortable or justified for making the move here?
Yeah, definitely. I think it just solidified like my reasons for being here and for committing to Coach Walls and the rest of the coaching staff, that they support us in things other than basketball and us as people. So I'm just grateful to be here.
Kianna from the Courier Journal. That support that you mentioned with Coach Walls, how much was that an influence when you decided you wanted to commit to Louisville and when you were going through your transfer process?
Right. I mean, the transfer process was really quick. So really the Coach Walls, I got to know him like only a little bit before I committed, but I got a good sense that him and the other coaching staffs were good people. And I think with everything that's going on, he's only shown that's true. So.
Hey, Kianna,
What did it mean to you?
Sorry. Thanks. Tyler Gruber from WHS 11. We talked about that joint statement with Dana that Coach Walls put out with your input and hers. What did that mean to you as a player that Coach didn't put out a statement on his own behalf, that he came to y'all to get your voices involved before anything went out?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a white man, he wanted to know like the right things to say and come from a good perspective. And I think it's important that he got the perspective of his Black athletes. So I thought it was important, and I took it as a good thing.
Kianna, what's
this Aaron
Kianna, basketball wise, what have you been doing in the downtime, and how do you feel like you kind of worked on your game at all, if at all, during the off time?
Right. Thankfully, in California, my dad's a basketball coach, so he has access to his gym in San Luis Obispo. So I've been in there by myself, getting my own work in there, and then just running. Just trying to find ways to get better than just in the gym with my teammates. And then on the other side of basketball, just trying to stay creative, doing some painting, or like just, finding other activities to do to keep me sane while we're all stuck inside.
Kianna, talk with us a little bit. You're a co-captain with Dana. Talk a little bit about Dana's game, what you've seen, what you expect in the upcoming season.
Yeah, I mean, Dana went from the 6th Player of the Year to the ACC Player of the Year. So obviously everybody knows how talented she is, but I think what people don't really see on a day-to-day basis is how impactful she is on our team as a leader. And I'm just grateful to be able to compete with her every day in practice all last year and finally now compete with her on the court this year. So I'm really excited.
Kind of going back to that decision-making process and perhaps finding justification in it. When you were watching the draft earlier this year and you saw so many of your teammates get selected, even some who normally would not have been picked to be picked that high, did that again give you a little bit of confidence in the program?
Yeah, I mean, I always say coming in that Coach Walls has always been successful in producing professionals, as you've seen with Shoni Schimmel, Angel, and Asia, and now Jazz and Kylie. So hopefully I can become one of those professionals that come out of Louisville. But honestly, just watching their hard work last year, they just laid out the blueprint for all of us.
Yeah, this is Aaron Matus from WDRB. You mentioned being back in California. What was it like? I guess how tuned in were you to some of the protests going on across the country, and emotionally, what was it like watching that Louisville, I guess, was kind of, one of the epicenters?
Yeah, I mean, my brother and my sister went to a protest, and obviously California, especially Southern California, like LA, was especially crazy. But like I said, it's just motivating that our generation can come out and really be the change for the future. And having Louisville being one of the epicenters for police brutality, I guess it was a little scary because I wasn't sure about how the protests were coming back. But Coach Walls and the coaching staff and our Zoom meeting with other police officers from the Louisville community really reassured me that things will be okay here and that they're working towards changing. So.
Anything else for Kianna? All right. Thank you, Kianna.
Cool. Bye, guys. Thank you.